My name is Gabby McCullough, and I am a vocal music education major at the University of Houston. In this video, I will address how to take care of the voice when you are sick, specifically with a sinus infection. Although this video is aimed at sinus infections, tips on treatments and how to practice when you are on vocal rest and bed rest apply to many different ailments. A sinus infection or sinusitis occurs when the nasal cavity becomes infected, inflamed, and swollen. When this happens, the sinuses in the nasal cavity begin to fill with fluid that, when introduced to bacteria, turns into mucus. As everyone who has had a sinus infection knows, the mucus gets temporarily trapped inside of the sinuses and begins to drip down the back of the throat, causing a postnasal drip. The constant dripping causes a sore throat and a cough, and the clogged sinuses also prevent sounds from resonating as they normally would. The resonators in the human body include, but are not limited to, the oral cavity, which is your mouth and your throat, and your nasal cavity, which are your nose and your cheeks and your sinuses. But whenever those fill with mucus, the larynx is unable to do its job properly. The larynx is a mass of cartilage that sits at the top of the windpipe. It contains the vocal folds, which are small bands of tissues that expand and contract. The vibrations that result from the air flowing through the taut vocal folds create sound. It is very bothersome to try to sing whenever your throat is in pain and whenever your sinuses are clogged. But as musicians, you know it is not feasible to not be able to practice for weeks on end until you're feeling better. So here are some tips on how to treat a sinus infection. When you feel a sinus infection coming on, you should immediately start drinking lots of fluids and getting lots of rest. To help with the inflammation of the throat, you should drink hot ginger tea and honey and lemon water. A personal favorite remedy for sinus infections is the steam treatment. Inhaling warm steam soothes and opens nasal passages, reduces sinus inflammation, and loosens the mucus clogging the sinuses. To do a steam treatment, all you have to do is boil water in a pot on the stove. Place your face directly over the water, cover your head and the bowl with the towel so that none of the steam escapes, and inhale deeply. It helps some people to add certain herbs or oils, for example, oregano oil, lavender oil, peppermint oil, and honey or lemon. Other tried and true treatments include using saline nasal spray or a neti pot to flush out sinuses and relieve symptoms of an infection. Whenever you have a sinus infection or any kind of ailment, you should not try to sing if it is negatively affecting your throat. Some ways to practice whenever you're sick are to find and listen to good recordings of your music while looking at your music to make sure that the recording and your sheet music match up. For voice, doing character analysis of your music is very helpful. And for all music, looking into the history of the music, song, and composer are also very helpful tips. We're entering into the season of the sinus infection, so make sure to take care of yourself and keep your voice healthy. Thank you.